True Love Waits is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. So much so that I decided to cover it. And that's how you know you love a song, when you decide to sing it, right? Now for Radiohead, for Thom Yorke, I would say this is a very special song. It's a very unique song. Don't get me wrong, it still has eerie and creepy romantic lyrics, pun intended, and it still has very edgy, dystopian, and dark instrumentation, but that's all very Radiohead. But this song still manages to sound super grounded, super honest, and real. And what I mean is, most Radiohead songs are kind of ambiguous. They're very complex lyrically and musically. They're heady, very philosophical, etc. But then there are songs like You're All I Need, for example, from In Rainbows, and songs like True Love Waits from A Moon-Shaped Pool. They're not bullshit, okay? They're not about politics or society or whatever. No. They're about love. And that's it. It's kind of like having the best of both worlds, it's talking about pop topics, per se, like love and relationships, but it's still done in a musically masterful way, the Radiohead way. Let's begin with the piano of the song. Holy shit. It's very percussive, yet so melodic. And that's genius. It's great when something is melodic, that, it keeps your attention, but when it has rhythm too, that's also the best of both worlds. The effects on the piano, the ambience of the track really give it so much texture and life. And Thom is primarily a guitarist, so it makes sense why his piano compositions are very rhythmic. Think of Everything in Its Right Place from Kid A. Thom's vocals come in at a weird time, which is very Radiohead, of course. The song really isn't a normal time signature either. Now, we all love Thom's vocals, but his performance here is impeccable. It pulls at your heart, it's so moody, and his voice does not distract you from the track, with which a song like this is very easy to do in. It blends in perfectly with the reverb on his voice. I just picture a barren plain, and the sky is Thom's voice, along with the stars and galaxies as the accents and ambient sounds of the track. God damn! The chord progression here is, oh my god, one of the best things about the song. It goes to so many places and conveys so many things. In the verses, it's very contemplative, it's floating, and then it sort of descends ever so slightly, and all of a sudden it's more melancholic, more desperate, yet patient. It's really the climax of the track for me. And yes, I said climax. Chlamydia. I'll dress like a leaf, and wash your swollen feet. Now let's think about the themes and the lyrics of the track here. It's about a protagonist who is just communicating to his significant other, I would do anything for you. And man, this is the part where it really gets me. What are the things that divide you and your partner the most? Your beliefs, your ways of being, of living, your flaws, the clash, the egos. Well, the first fucking lyric of this track, I'll drown my beliefs to have your babies. That's it right there. I mean, he's saying, I love you so much. I love who you are so much that who I am doesn't matter. This isn't infatuation or lust. This is love in its most profound and vulnerable form. I'll dress like your niece and wash your swollen feet. These are both examples of pure love. I'll do the silliest of things for you, and I'll do the nastiest of things for you. I love how even in a song like this, Tom manages to sneak in some lightheartedness and a sweet lyric like dressing like your niece, and then pair it with something real mature, like washing your swollen feet. But at the same time, we can go even deeper and say that dressing like your niece represents the desire to be able to do the most contradictory things for someone else's love. And washing your swollen feet is like saying, when you're tired of holding the world on your shoulders, you can rest with me and I'll revitalize you. It's beautiful. I also appreciate the contradictory themes in the first verse and later in the final verse, which I'll talk about later. But we have I'll drown my beliefs, which focuses on the emotional aspect of a relationship. And then have your babies is the physical part of the relationship. So perfect duality there. Dress like your niece can be perceived as a more humorous lyric, and wash your swollen feet is a lot more serious. Then we arrive at the chorus, don't leave. And this part just sounds sincere, no bullshit. It's just, this is what I want, and the music says exactly that. I love it, it doesn't play around. It's like, here I am, on my knees, in my most pathetic form, needing you. It's the most flattering thing, really. I mean, think about it. I'll do fucking everything. Let go of who I am, embarrass myself, give my time to you, my life to you. Just don't go. Don't go. The lyrics, your tiny hands, your crazy kitten smile, is just so wholesome and sweet, and I'm not living, I'm just killing time, is so sad, but it's true. This is the lyric that implies that the relationship is at rock bottom and at its breaking point. There is no life without love. At that point, time is just your victim. You're not enjoying time, relishing, you're hating it. But also, it's a weirdly interesting way of saying we're at our lowest point and we can get out of this, but in the meantime, I'm killing time until that day comes. And it's also saying your answer might be to leave me. And if it is, I'll be killing time for the rest of my life. I think some other musically beautiful moments are the flourishes that Tom adds to the song, starting in the second verse and second chorus. At the end of the second chorus, too, there is this interesting chord change, and it's masterful. It's like, even in how beautiful and sincere this song is, the band is still trying to make the song musically interesting, engaging, and trying to keep it moving. I think the last verse is the conclusion of the track, right? The closing arguments, if you will. True love waits in haunted attics. which is true. I mean, even in the most fearful, most anxious, and most hopeless of all places, true love waits. It stays true and loving forever. True love lives on lollipops and crisps. This is genius, okay? The contradiction between the two lyrics is brilliant. It's saying, even in the most innocent form of love, right? The romantic part, the infatuation, perhaps lustful, the most childish and immature parts of love, it is true, and it can last forever. True love does. True. This last section is beautiful. It's saying my love for you is true, even at our worst and even at our best. But it's also, interestingly enough, not saying that love waits when the significant other leaves, because the only condition true love asks for is not to leave, which is another contradiction. It's unconditional love, but with one condition. And also, perhaps even more sad is the fact that if the person leaves, the protagonist will be an existential wreck with no love left, not even for the person that left, because it does say just don't leave. I mean, that's perhaps even worse than moving on. But wait, it could also just be a beg. No pun intended. Like, just don't, or it could also be taken literally. Like, yeah, if you leave, I can't do all these things for you, so just don't leave. I mean, so many fucking things. See how awesome this song is? Fuck. It's fucking beautiful. Now, I love the use of the word true because we all know what that word can mean. It not only means the literal definition of something, in this case love, but it also means genuine and honest love. It won't lie to you. And most importantly, it means pure love. The best kind, the unconditional one, and the one that won't betray you. Not even itself.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
You know, to me, this song can be very depressing, of course, but it's also an incredibly beautiful and hopeful track to me, believe it or not. Like the contradictory themes that the song has, I also share contradictory themes. The song is about hopelessness and about hope, all at the same time. You know, really, when Radiohead writes songs like this, it's just very mature. It's the band not letting their egos get to them and just being like, it's okay. We can write a song like this. And to kind of explain that a little bit further, you know, we know True Love Waits was written back in the Kid A days, but they never got the arrangement or recording right. I think it's because they were trying to find a way to make it edgy enough and justify it being a Radiohead song. Hell, Nigel Godrich, Radiohead's longtime producer, said they didn't want to make the song sound like John Mayer. Which I fucking love John Mayer, as you know. But In 2016, with A Moon-Shaped Pool, they finally bit the bullet. It's the last track on that album, and it's unfortunately kind of sad yet perfect because Rachel Owen, Tom's long partner of 23 years, died of cancer at the end of 2016. Now, she and Tom separated in 2015, and, I'm so glad that she was able to hear A Moon-Shaped Pool before she died. I think he bit the bullet for her. Did he leave her? I mean, if he did, then he's speaking out of his ass. He's kind of a hypocrite. Or did she leave him and he released this song because of that? Or did they both love each other and decided it was best to separate? I guess we'll never know. And that's okay.